Hello, Packin here. Today I want to share with you that the lightsaber that I've completed. It took me about 2 weeks to do it. Um, where it's missing parts that it takes time to arrive, but I got this finally completed. This is an Ultrasaber Spectre. A client, Paul, sent me this empty hilt for me to build, and he sent me the chassis as well as the switch ring, and the switch, all the necessities to build it. And I did the rest, which is the labor, covering the rest of the materials like the battery, the speaker, basically something that's missing from his saber. I cover it with the parts that I have available. So this is the work I did. This one did not come with a set screw, so I had to get the set screws from Home Depot. But I also had to tap and drill this part of the area. Notice how clean this is. There's no Mars on the black. The black is perfectly clean. I had to use masking tape to cover it, mark it to be as centered as much as possible. And the pixel pogos sit about this much, so that it sits above where the windows don't see it, and where the blade can go in and can shine through the blade, through the neopixel. So the same can be said over the blade plug that I've made it into a neopixel. So the customer is going to be very excited to put this in here. So this is a TCSS. I put a 331 SMD resistor. I put a pixel there and wired accordingly. This thing is shining through the blade plug, no problem. So this board in this saber is a Igniter 3. It is a discontinued board. I'm afraid you could try to reach out to Scott if you happen to have them available, but this is the only board with real swing, and I'll show you what real swing does. So I just want to show you guys the work. As you can see, I put an O-ring so that it seats it, and also you can align it as you tighten it. Okay, so let's take it out. Notice that there is a small heat shrink to place this board down. There is no glue. There is absolutely no glue whatsoever, and it reaches about this much. So you have the wires all twisted, and on the back side is an 18650 battery. This is one of the best batteries I always use. Is a Keep Power 18650 with a 15 amp discharge for NeoPixel, which is 300 milliamps, 3000 milliamps. This is a properly heat shrinked recharge port, so there is no possible short. I want to avoid that at all times. And this is a kill key. And I noticed that I heat shrink the speaker so the speaker doesn't come out, and there is no glue in the speaker. So anytime the speaker is having an issue, you can take out the heat shrink, take out the speaker, replace the speaker, and slap it on there, no problem. So there is no glue. It's all secure through a heat shrink. So let me go ahead and pull the kill key out. There we go. Okay, just gently put it in. You have access to the SD card. I've also programmed the Igniter 3 thanks to Scott. Scott was kind enough to assist me on fine-tuning this beast of a hilt. As anytime you put a board into any kind of hilt, you want to make sure you fine-tune it. So thank you, Scott of Nigon Electronics, for assisting me with that. And there you go. I'm going to go and turn it on. And check out the swings. So to access the music, you want to hold the main switch, get the music, you tap once to switch it. Okay, now I want to use the lightsaber, so you gotta hold it. That. And then you turn it off, and then to stop the music, you want to twist it. So that way it resets it. So in order to change fonts, you have to twist it. As soon as you hear the menu, you want to tap the main to scroll. So.
Standard. Father, son, whole, velocity, essence. Dark, 501. The Dark Order.
Now I love this font. I also love the effects that goes with it. So you gotta wait till like 2 seconds for it to activate. Now you tap once. You got a nice flame blade. Color change is when you move this hilt downwards and you rotate it. So you hold the main switch and rotate like that, and you're able to toggle through different colors of the spectrums in real time. Check that out. So there's a smash, actually a force power. I don't think it has on this saber. Alright, so let's see a bossa block on this thing. Very cool. Now I'm going to do a lockup. So to do a lockup, you want to tap it to clash it, and then you hold the main to lock it. And then you release the button, and in order to get a drag, you want to go downwards at a position and tap the floor and hold the main. And then turn it off. Very cool. So the thing. Okay, so during this menu you can twist it and.
The Dark. Now testing. Standard issues.
The standard comes loaded, so it comes default blue. So whenever you want to cycle fonts, you want to wait for maybe about 2 seconds, and then you start it. Alright, Paul, I hope you enjoy this saber. I had fun building this. It is pretty tricky as the chassis is opened. It's very loose, so I had to find ways to try to make it secure. And it takes a little time to do it that way without glue. So this is all tight fit. This is all tailored. This 16mm switch can be taken out, and you can swap for a black one if you ever choose to, because there is no glue in it. I remove all the glue, and the nut is what's securing it from the control box to the 16mm switch. And yeah, this is, so just remember, only to take out the blade, you want to take this screw out in this position. Do not, whatever means, do not take the screw out here, because when you do that, you lose the tension, and also you lose the position where I fine tune it, where the pins were not exposed to the window. So this is perfect, where you can actually see through the window like that. So this is a really cool build. I'm going to be shipping this back to you safely. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, Scott did a really awesome job. Scott did a really awesome job with the Igniter 3. So this is the only board you get with real swing, as every other board is smooth swing. And this is clean. So you're gonna enjoy it. So if you guys have any questions on having me do a commission, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll quote you on the prices, and I'll let you know the rate of the install, as well as making sure that this is done correctly, organized, and neat, and also the wires themselves are using the best wires that I use for pixels are the silicone and PTFE wires. So I use very good wires on the chassis, so that's easier to spring in and out as you pull the chassis to access the SD card. So that's important when it comes to durability on the wires. So you want to get the best wires for the job, and also you want to take pride on your work to make sure that it is organized and there's no mess on the wires, no mess on the internals that would cause breaking from the board. You want to make sure it lasts longer. So this is going to last for a long time, until the battery dies. You never know. So always put the kill key back in after you're done.